Okay, this time we're gonna go with some Excel functions. So we need to create a small table to make this uh, presentation work correctly. Alright, I'm gonna paste the data, the random data I found it somewhere in the internet. And now this is gonna be ID, name. We need to make the headers, yeah, for every single column. So it's gonna be ID, name, surname, gender, date, city, province, allergies, and height and weight. Okay, I'm gonna make it more. I'm gonna make the better look for this table. Okay, here we have the data with the name of the columns. So maybe we're gonna put some small frame for it. Yeah, we have it. I'm gonna also format the headers with the color. So we have the yellow headers in this table. Okay, and what we want to do with this one? Let's say we want to make some simple moves. I'm gonna go to the data tab, and I'm gonna use the filter function for this one. Let's say I want to see only the penicillin allergies, so I'm gonna just turn everything off. I'm gonna turn on the penicillin. I'm gonna press OK, and here we have it. We have the filtered information about that report, and we have only the penicillin allergies in this report. So that's how it looks. We can do it the other way. For example, we want to see only the value null, and now we see the report with the value null only. So we have the two positions here, and we know which patient don't have information about the allergies, because the null usually means that there is no data for this kind of patient and about his allergies. So we don't have information about that positions. So okay, and the last one is, let's say, this SUFA allergies, and we have only this one patient with it. Okay, so this is how we are filtering in Excel. Now we can do the same, of course, with the other columns. We want to see only female, we want to see only male. There we go. We want to clear it out to see both. Okay, now we want to filter everything which is let's say higher than 120. Okay, and we see all the patients that height is higher than 120, and this means we have only four positions in the table, and with that we are able to see this beautiful report about it, about the patients. Yeah, we can use another filter, which is we want to see the Hamilton people. So we have only two positions with the double filtering function, which is G Sharma and Blair Diaz. Yes, both male, and yeah, mm, they are both living in Hamilton, and both of them have the height over 120 centimeters. Okay, we can add the third filter, and the third filter is gonna be the person who weighed 104 kilograms, and that means we have only that one person here in the table. So that was the triple filter, and this is how we are filtering in Excel. Yeah, basically like that. Of course, if we want to make this report clear, we can do something like this. We can, let's say, filter smallest, then 100. See what we got. We have again smaller than 100 centimeters. Okay, what we want to do now, I want to copy this report, and I want to copy it to the another spreadsheet, and this is how I have the report without any function on it. So it's simple. I have all the information about the cells. I mean, I have the values of the cells. I just copied them to the different spreadsheet, and that's why I am secure about the results of that report, because I know now that this result is not gonna change anymore here in this spreadsheet, because it's simply, yeah, because I just copied only the values from the previous report. I didn't have any function. I didn't copy any function with that. So now the report is secure, because if for example, if I gonna just clear the functions, then the report's gonna change again back to the first version of it. So if I forgot about it, then the report's gonna be simply bad. Okay, so that was the filtering function. So we can filter the numbers, yeah, we can filter some other things like above the average, under the average, yeah, we can do the equals. So if something like equals or contain the word, for example, so like any kind of cell or any kind of column, if it contain the word of the that we are looking for, then we just simply need to use this function, and we're gonna like select and we're gonna have the report with the following word that we're looking for. Okay, so that's it is. We can, of course, another function that we can use is sorting. So let's say we want to sort from the lower numbers to the highest number, so we have the highest at the bottom and the lower number we have at the top, and we have that information here in that small square that here is used the sorting function for this column, for this particular column. So it means that in this column we use the sorting function. Now this simply means that we clear out the function for sorting. So all right. What else we want to check it out? Let's say we want to summarize everything in this column, so we just pressing the shortcut keys alt and equals, and here we're gonna do the same, and we have that information about the sum results for each column. We can of course change it as we want. Like for example, we want to make the smaller thing. Yeah, we can do the same with this column. We can do the same here. We can do the same here. And yeah, we have the range for the sum function here. And we have the sum function here. Okay, next what I want to do is, for example, okay, let's say xlookup. I think that's the name of the function, but we have it in Polish, so we need to know what kind of value we want to look for. So to do that, I just simply gonna go with this particular cell. I gonna press the comma to go to the another argument that we need to put in. I gonna go with the range of this one, and we're gonna go with the return value or the solution for this formula. We're gonna go with this one. No data. We're gonna type 47 here. There we go. So we are using xlookup here, so it's basically works like that. If we're gonna put here the cell number, I mean the cell number, we're gonna put the information about the cell we are looking for. So we are looking for the 47 number, which is in this cell, and we are looking in this particular column that we selected here. We are looking for the number 47, so we have that solution here, but the answer that we are looking for is not in this column, but it's gonna be in the next column on the right of it, because I selected that range, and the next column to the right of it is the number 10. So for the 47 in this range, the answer is 10. Simple as that, and we have the information here correct. So that's the xlookup function in the Excel. Yeah. What else we want to check it out here? Something nice and simple. Let's say what? Let's say filtering, no. Where is it? Okay, conditional formatting, also really cool and simple thing. So with that, what I want to do, I want to show everything that contains null. We want to highlight it with that format that I choose in the formula. So that's why we can highlight some particular cells, and we have those red cells highlighted on red, and that's how we know those are the cells contains null. And we can do many more stuff with that function. It's really cool and useful, I think. We can do the same with the date, with the names, name of the city, with the letters, with the numbers. And yeah, for example, we can also do with the duplicates if we want to see how many duplicates without deleting them. For example, like that. Where is it? Yeah, we have duplicate numbers and we're gonna highlight them on the yellow thing. So it's gonna like highlight me the nulls and penicillins. Yes, so we know those cells or the values in the cells are just duplicated, so they are like there is more than two of them in this column. So that's how we know how to select the duplicates. And at the end we can, for example, go with something like let's say we want to format this as the table. Okay, and now we have the functional table, and we have some options at the top of the program. Now we have the information about this table, what it contains, what kind of columns it has, and how it's formatted. We can change the format by clicking like this. Yeah, so it's simply just changing the colors and also the look. I think there is more options, like yeah. What else? We can add some extra rows, for example. And with these extra rows we're gonna have some additional functions for the table. So if we want to, for example, count the sum, we can just count it here at the last row of this column. We can just count, but we can count it. Let me check it out. I'm not gonna look for it. We can use, for example, like maximum, minimum, so it's gonna give us the maximum number, minimum number. Yeah, so some other things like variation, like average, or there is this function. Okay, but it's only gonna count on the, I believe, on the numbers. So if we're gonna use it here, yeah, it's working only on the numbers. So we have these 6 numbers in the rows above these functions. Yeah, it's not working on the words. So we need to remember that there are I think other functions to count the words inside the columns, but yeah, you need to use different function just like that. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. Okay, and this was a short tutorial about the Excel and tables and how to work with it. Bye bye.